job is to complete reno of the house.
It ran long overdue.
In the meantime, they had to find a temporary place to live.
We all started off in here for the first 2 weeks of school.
We started getting calls from subtrades saying they hadn't been paid.
The contractor ran away with the money.
It became obvious that he had no intention of returning to the job site. And the family sort of split at that point. I'm constantly reminded of what this guy did to my family. It's tough financially. My kids suffer in this.
Mike Holmes, did they actually do this right?
No, they didn't.
No buggers. You want a good job to keep you in shape? I'll be a contractor. Unacceptable.
Thank you, Mike.
God, I love my job.
It wasn't so much the house that sold us, it was the lot itself. The backyard is beautiful. It's got a pond and a creek. Lots of things for the kids to see and do. This is a big and beautiful house compared to what either myself or Gwen grew up in. What we finally entered into with the contractor that we went with was pretty well a home that was renovated top to bottom, all 3 floors, and custom rebuilt to our family's needs.
The job is to complete reno of the house. They're putting on a small addition and pulling down all the drywall, running all new electrical, plumbing, kitchen, bathroom, everything brand new, everything. Hello, Alex.
We got several bids in from different contractors. Then we researched the contractors before we took it too far. We spent a lot of time going through it. The point of all that was so it would be a very planned experience, so we would get the right person in and it would just go forward without a hitch. Unfortunately, that wasn't what happened.
We chose a closing date, I think, on our home sometime in August, knowing that we would be in this home and fully believing we would be in this home the 1st of July.
By the time he got 80% completed, he was out of funds. He was out of luck, and he was out of time.
He said, give us another month. You know, we're probably going to take another month just looking around and seeing what needs to be done. We've had trouble with this sub-trade and that sub-trade.
The contractor was never here. He was never here to coordinate the subcontractors.
It was about a $177,000 contract. Nearing the end of completion, which ran long overdue, it was scheduled to be finished July 1st.
Gwen and Alex had sold their other home in anticipation of moving in their new one. In the meantime, they had to find a temporary place to live, and it was only supposed to be temporary.
He said that we could have the use of his Winnebago, that we would only need to live in it for 2 weeks, at which time our house would be totally finished and we would move in, end of story. We all started off in here for the first 2 weeks of school. All 5 of us lived in this, plus the dog Cassidy. You're welcome to come on in. I lived in the Winnebago far too long. I saw the fall leaves turn to 4 inches of snow. We lasted about 2 weeks, and then we figured out we were going to be saddled with housing costs plus divorce lawyer costs. So we had to cut our losses, and the family sort of split at that point. Gwen and the children went to the travel lodge where they spent the next approximately a month. I continued to stay here because really to make our insurance valid, to protect the material that we've already moved into the house, somebody had to stay here, plus the hotel didn't want the dog. This was our kitchen and our dressing room.
Of course, when I lived here, it was a bit neater.
Each of the children had parts or shares in their own wardrobe. We've had a fridge and a microwave. We used to eat our family meals at this table here.
The kids enjoyed it for the first week. They thought it was just like being at a camp. After that, the novelty wore off and they just wanted someplace warm and cozy.
Wow, this is beautiful. This is my dream home. It's just unfinished.
What we paid the contractor for was a finished product, and this is what we have. The pickets for the stairs were originally on site, but when the stair company was not paid, they came back and took their product. It became obvious about probably 6 or 8 weeks ago that he had no intention of returning to the job site. The kitchen was something, again, that Gwen and I had contracted out on our own, and when he went to install the range hood fan, he said that it would be very hard because the contractor never vented for it. When the gentleman came to hook the washer and dryer up, he told us as well that the dryer hadn't been vented in the right spot. Despite the fact that contractor had the specs on the units before, it requires a vent
Direct
behind, and it doesn't have one. There are no doorknobs on any door in the house. So
Okay.
the window was broken during the demolition stage of the home and was promised to be repaired on numerous occasions in a timely fashion by the contractor. It's now been about 5 months since the window's been broken out. To realize that he not only didn't complete the job, then didn't pay the subtrades, I find doubly insulting.
Did anybody lien your property yet?
As far as we know to this point, and we've checked as recently as a week ago, we have no liens on the property.
We had been assured several times that all the subtrades were paid, all the goods on the property were paid, all their staff were paid, so we didn't realize really how bad it was until we started getting calls from subtrades saying they hadn't been paid.
Now that's what I call a view.
That was why we bought it.
Every time I take a crew through here, I'm constantly reminded of what this guy did to myself and to our family. Even though it's the contractor who's tied your hands behind your back, your kids suffer in this. They suffer with schoolwork, they suffer with their social life. My kids have had 3 addresses in the last 3 months, from a Winnebago to a hotel to a basement apartment. This house for us represents our working lives for the past 17 years. We knew that we were making a lot of sacrifices in terms of family vacations and nice cars and the rest of it, but we felt that it was important enough to us that we wanted to go ahead and do it, and that it would be a great place to own, a great place to raise a family. So unfortunately, maybe contractors come in here and maybe this guy looks at the work he's doing and he thinks, hey, I can rip these people off and they'll get on. But it's as tough on us as it is to a family making $50,000 living in a bungalow that gets ripped off for $20,000. It's just a different scale.
This is a shame. Well, let's make this right.
I'm really looking forward to getting in here, Mike.
Thank you, Alex. I'll take care of it. Hey, Carrie.
How you doing?
I'm Mike Holmes.
Needless to say, I didn't get paid for any of the material.
How fast can you get this done after December 2nd? It is a fairly big job. We got a lot of work to do. Job is to complete reno of the house.
We started getting calls from subtrades saying they hadn't been paid.
The contractor ran away with the money. Day 1, here we go. We're supposed to meet the other subcontractors here today and try and get a game plan as to how we're going to finish this. Well, personally, we're not going to do all the work, but I'm going to be the general on this job and set everybody up into motion in certain procedures as to what I want done first. Yeah, the contractor, he has done a lot of nice work in this house, but what he has definitely not done is paid his subcontractors and completed his work. He actually just packed up and left. We're gonna concentrate on getting them home for one. It's not even livable yet. You know, the contractor that was here and done this job just had no ability to plan ahead. Today we'll install the hood here. Unfortunately, the way we're doing this is ridiculous, but I have to duct it through, then I have to open up this wall here. Yeah, here we are running it and everything's finished. We are in the office. This is Gwen's office. What we might as well do is we're going to close off this door and the door over there. We're going to create a bookcase on an angle straight down. Frank!
Powers.
God, I get to see you everywhere. Yeah, I love it. Let's see if we can locate all the caps for all the pot lights.
trips. Locate those and start putting them in.
I think first initial view of this house, everybody would say, oh my God, these are rich people. Well, these are people with dreams that made them come true, and I take my hat off to them for that, because that's what we all live for. It's what we all go for, is to one day have this, isn't it? Hey, Carrie.
How you doing?
I'm Mike Holmes. You've done some great stonework here. I like it very much.
I just wanted to get the job done for Alex and Gwen, so I went and picked up all the material. And needless to say, I didn't get paid for any of the material.
By the subcontractor?
By the subcontractor or any of the labor.
Oh, man.
And I assume I'm just one of a number of trades. He has a long list of people that have been involved with this guy, and he's still in business.
I appreciate you coming.
Not a problem.
Let's try and get to work here.
We're taking care of the glass, the shower enclosure, the closet organizers, and the mirror work.
Okay, so it's all interior.
This will be a fitted mirror,
Okay.
the cutout for the light and the outlets.
How fast can you get this done after December 2nd?
We have an install date of December 12th.
Okay.
Job of this scale, I'm just going to put on my white helmet and oversee everything.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We'll get to work.
Really, a job this big, you have to have a leader, one man, you know, the general.
So we'll need 2 new glass here because they broke this, said they'd fix it, never did.
Yeah,
Hey, Don, I think I found that other window here.
definitely moisture between the panes, sure tell of seal failure. What has happened is you have 2 pieces of glass sealed in an airspace or an argon gas. When you see moisture between the panes, you know that seal has failed. So that means all the gas has leaked out. The benefits of that are now non-existent. This particular window, all you have to do is remove the stops, the interior stops, remove the glass, put a new piece of glass in with some glazing tape and seal it back up.
Thanks again, Don.
Yeah.
Okay, George, first of all, how long do you think this is going to take to get this all insulated?
Well, the blowing itself, about an hour.
I think this is really important to get this in ASAP. We're really losing the heat in the house.
Yeah.
And at this point, we want it for the paint. George, thank you very much. Let's see if we can get this done. How's it going, Robbie? Where are you working right now?
Insulating the attic is a very simple job, but again, we have to inspect to make sure that we do have proper airflow, proper ventilation on the soffit outside the underside of the eavesdrop area. We got a lot of work to do. I spoke to Gwen this morning, and she would really like all kinds of fancy work and extra work done.
It's been a long time, and there's been a lot of promises and a lot of dates, so if these dates work, that'll be great.
But at this point, my goal is to get her in the house and not to turn this into anything more than what is necessary.
When the moving truck's here, then I'll believe the date.
I believe this was left for me. This is what Gwen wants, the wainscoting in the back there, but we have no time to do it. I'm not going to concern myself with that. I have other important things to take care of. And this little helpful hint, I don't really care to see right now. Like I said, I got enough on my mind, and that's the furthest thing from it.
Today, we had the police show up to with the contractor to pick up his Winnebago, or whatever you want to call that thing. There's a story on both sides. Listening to him, he sounds reasonable. He doesn't really want to take the trailer away from them, just that he's worried about his trailer. My concern was you can't take away the bed that your client is sleeping in. So I convinced him to leave the trailer here until we were done after 2 to 3 weeks and come and pick up your trailer. The bathrooms are still to be finished. There's still tiling work to do. There's still floor finishing to do. There's still trim work to do. Every door handle has got to be done in this house. We have a little bit of stone work out front. We got some concrete work under the doors that has to be done. So there is quite a bit of work here. And all I'm doing is acting like a fireman today, putting out fires. Hope is to move them in on Tuesday of next week. Job of this scale, I'm just going to put on my white helmet and oversee everything.
It's been a long time, and there's been a lot of promises and a lot of dates.
Hope is to move them in on Tuesday of next week.
When the moving truck's here, then I'll believe the date.
Today's a wicked day. Today is Friday the 13th. Go figure. And all I'm doing is acting like a fireman today, putting out fires. We have precisely 3 days left. Tomorrow, nobody's allowed in the house. Sunday, nobody's allowed in the house due to the finishing of the floors. Monday, we're back in full team. Go, go, go. I think we'll do it. How's it going, Robbie? Where are you working right now?
As far as the painting's concerned, I can be done in a week altogether.
Floors are going to be completed here on Saturday. Our hope is to move them in on Tuesday of next week. What do you see in finishing these stairs?
Well, it'll be close. I know we've got a lot of work to do.
Okay, so is everything pre-made? It's just a matter of
Well, we're in
storing
the
it?
process of making the extra stuff right now.
What extras is that?
Well, there's all kinds of extra stuff that was in the basement and Upstairs there, these were all surprises to us that we weren't ready for.
Downstairs can be held.
Oh, okay, we'll concentrate up here.
They may want it done, but upstairs
I
is
just
number
assume
one.
get this done too, because I hate working on finished floors and stuff.
The closet on the outside wall there, we got to plaster that hole where the old plumbing was.
Okay.
We got to set something up for the access panel. So we'll just patch this up. Maybe you can do a small little trick that we do.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Do we have the trailer cleaned out? This guy's coming back to pick it up. I've made arrangements with the old contractor that he could come pick up his trailer.
I'll be happy to get rid of it, actually. It's an eyesore.
Yeah, well, I'm running. I'm trying to get it all done and put together. All right, guys, that's it for this week. We'll be back Monday once the floors are finished. Well, we have a couple of days left here, and the floors are finished on the weekend, so we're just laying down the pads to make sure we don't scuff up the finish on the floor. It's the last thing I want to do. So, finishing touches. Get the hell out of here. I need you to trim this out here.
All right.
You guys have had a problem with the granite here, which doesn't surprise me because they're laying it after the fact, cabinets are in, and they do not want to try and put this in on an angle because it will snap in the center. So we've gone ahead to punch a hole in the wall to get this granite in place without breaking it. In the next 7 hours, we will have all the rest of the door handles in. All the blinds will be up. We have a cleaning crew coming in at about 3:30 today. We have the plumber in here working away. Yeah, I think we're very much on schedule.
This is so that the kids can have a dryer. That's what I got to keep reminding myself as I sit in sub-zero temperatures. Luckily, I have the furnace vent right here for a little added heat.
An important thing about this caulking is that it's latex. In other words, it's paintable. Once we put it up there, it dries. You have to wait at least 2 hours for it to dry. It's just perfect mold, paint over it, and you can't even tell that we actually applied caulking. What's it doing?
The louvers, you can control the width of the louvers.
Damn, I like that.
So you can stop it anywhere you want.
All right, I want some. Well done. Just so all the doors look the same, we have 6 exterior doors that are going to have this beautiful outside set. Cass is the dog here, and I'll tell you, she's rather... There you are. There you are. What you doing? She's on guard. She's making sure everybody's safe here. Alex was cleaning the caulking off the side of the tub and had noticed once she pulled the plastic back that the tub had a nice whack in it, and that's definitely a hammer mark. And the tile guy was pulling out the tiles, and obviously he hit it. I mean, after you've had a million problems, you don't need another one. Now the tub's not going in, they'll wait a week for that tub. It's a shame.
I think we got company.
Hey guys, let's go look at your bedrooms.
Hey, you want to see the bedroom?
Yes, my building.
I think we got company.
I think we do. Hey guys, come on in.
Hi, guys.
How you
How was
doing?
school today?
Great.
What do you think of this place now?
Great.
You ready to come back home?
Yeah.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Why don't we take a walk around? Nothing could make me happier than to have these people back in the house with their kids. I have kids. I know what it's like. This house is 95% finished. They can move in now to see they're finally home. That makes my day.
Now you can walk up there without falling over and without your mom saying, "Get back!" It's gorgeous, isn't it?
The biggest thing that went wrong here is undoubtedly the general contractor. If you don't have someone that has the capabilities of running so many people at once, everything is going to go backwards. He lacked that skill. This job was obviously bigger than he could ever handle. There's still a little bit of painting to do, a couple of small things, but it's ready for you to come home. When you're doing a huge job like this, it will take longer than expected. Why? Extras. And everything you touch as an extra or make a change to will cause time. We can't go down there because the stairs have just been coated, so that's why we have tape up, is to keep us animals out.
Christmas dinner, right in here.
Yeah.
It does feel different walking in here and not getting full of dust.
Let's go look at your bedrooms, guys.
Hey, you want to see your bedroom?
Yeah, my first.
Is this your room?
Yes.
Look at your closet, how organized. Now you always have to hang your clothes up.
Yeah.
No excuse.
You're gonna have to be older before you reach that.
This job should have been completed in about 3 months. Now that everybody's going to say they can do it in 3 months. Reality is 4 months, possibly a little more. So if you plan your job ahead and know there's a possibility on a 3-month job for 1 month more, allow that in there. So it's not a surprise, so it's not uncomfortable, you're not going to lose control or lose your patience. This is your room, Mitch?
Yep.
Yeah, your closet too.
Oh, I love it.
Your rainforest room.
And who's got that big room on the end?
Me.
That's your room? All right, lucky girl.
My bathroom. You got you. Stop it. Hey, the water run. I know. Do not. Hey, do you want to have a bath?
You stand there without worrying about falling over. So was this worth the last 4 months, guys?
Yeah.
What you have to say to Mr. Holmes and his crew?
Thank you.
No matter what, bottom line is here, the contractor ran away with the money. He did not pay the subs. He's on a one-way street to big trouble. Are you kidding me? God, work.